Hello, everyone, and welcome to our review of Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves. Me and Nan have just come out of the cinema. Well, not just out of the cinema. We had to drive here first. We're not recording straight out of the cinema. But yes, we just went to our screening by Paramount. Good little screening hosted by them. Thanks to them for doing that for us. Yeah, take it away, Nan. What did you think of the movie?
I thought it was great. It absolutely blew me away. But before the credit stuff came up, we were like, I'm pretty sure when the trailer came out, we did. It was one of our topics on Let's Be Real, and we said that this has a potential to be one of those like fun little movies.
Yeah,
and it's clearly lived up to its potential here, Hasn't it been really fun? It absolutely blew me away. I think we were just laughing the whole entire time because it's genuinely funny. So that was good. Oh man. Hold on, I'm still trying to process it and then this. I had a thought as well. God damn it.
Come on.
No, I'm just gonna move on to the next one. So I thought the performances are great from the main was it four of them? Yeah. I thought Chris Pine was really good. He pretty much played what a typical Chris Pine sort of character plays, but I think he just nailed the humor down to a T.
Yeah,
in this film. And Michelle Rodriguez was just Michelle Rodriguez, that that butch female badass character.
Yeah.
Yeah. Set wise, in terms of production design and makeup and costuming, I thought it was really good. It really captured that sort of Dungeons and Dragons sort of, feel and look to it.
Yeah.
Even some of the weird creatures in it, like old Jonathan.
Jonathan.
the old
dragon.
The eagle eye and the fat dragon. Straight up me.
Yeah.
But even I can't remember what the character is. But the redhead chick, when she transformed into from like a fly to a worm to a eagle to that massive owl thing, the CGI in that actually looked pretty decent. There was obviously some few scenes in there where the CGI was a bit dodgy, but most of it was really good. Like especially that dragon scene, like when he was like coming out of the darkness. That looked really, really, really good.
Yeah. It did.
And I really enjoyed the score as well. It sort of had that little lute, like if anyone's played The Witcher, they'll know what I'm talking about. Like that sort of type of music, that fantasy sort of
Fortnite
music. No. The fantasy sort of type of music in it, and then they also like modernized it with stuff that you hear in previous films. I think it's not was exactly like Tenet, but it had like that fast sort of beats, sort of musical pieces in it as well.
Yeah. Well, I agree.
Yeah. Oh, what about you?
Oh, thanks for asking. I was there right beside you watching it.
I thought you were gonna ask me a question.
No. But for me, I'm pretty much on board with you on this one. I really did enjoy it, and I was never looking forward to this. It was just there's something about fantasy movies and kind of like medieval movies in a sense that are just they're risky bets. They're tough gambles in terms of quality.
Yeah.
If they hit really well, but if they miss, which is like most of the time, then it's just another throwaway movie. This movie could have been that. The only thing that really had it going for it was the directors who did Game Night last. And I know you've seen Game Night because we talked about it the other day. And yeah, great movie, great comedy movie. But, this movie isn't so much a comedy, despite it having those really laugh out loud moments.
Yeah.
Like you said, it was genuinely funny. It wasn't just like a chuckle, like a sniff of like laughter. We were actually like cracking up laughing. Whether it was Jonathan or the dragon or just any of the things, those dead corpses.
I think that was by far the funniest scene.
Yeah.
That was 100% the funniest. Like that whole entire 5 to 10 minutes was just
So
comedy
good.
gold.
No, it was so good, and it's mixed in with a pretty good story as well. It's nothing amazing, but I thought they got the characters done really well. I think all four of them were rounded out to some extent.
Yeah.
And usually when you have like these kind of group kind of like bandwidths together, there's always like that leader, and he's always the character that's always explored.
Yeah.
But I thought it did well here, like rounding out those extra characters and, kind of giving the group more of a heartfelt feel to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like visually, you're right. It was, it was pretty good. There's obviously some dodgy stuff, and most movies these days they're not perfect with CGI. But I think this goes a little bit above the, I guess the average of what we're getting in terms of CGI heavy movies these days.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed, but a lot of like the creatures and kind of the sets quite practical. Like,
yeah, I did notice that as well.
Jonathan, he was definitely practical.
I hope he was practical.
It was great. No, it was definitely practical. You can just tell by the look of it, and it just kind of gives a little bit of a authenticity to it, a little bit of depth to the image and stuff like that. So I really liked it. I think, with a budget of 151 million, this movie is not destined to do well at the box office in general. Despite the role playing tabletop game, it has 50 million players, which is a lot, but it's not going to translate well to the box office. They released a movie about Dungeons and Dragons ages ago, flopped massively.
Did they?
Yeah.
Was it as good as this?
I don't know. I haven't seen it, nor do I know the reviews about it at that point. But yeah, I don't think this is going to do very well at the box office. So I don't have much optimism in terms of it getting further sequels. But it's something that I'd welcome in a heartbeat, as long as the same directors and writers are attached to it. Yeah.
Would you want it to focus on the same set of characters or different characters?
Oh, good question. That is a good question. I don't know. I like the idea of it doing different characters each time, but no, yeah, I would actually try to choose new characters because I think they finished a story for these set of characters. I'd like to see it again, like with new characters.
Yeah. And you can always bring the old characters
into the mix. Like
not probably in the sequel, but maybe if there happens to be a third or something, as like a little nod, you can just have one of the previous characters come in.
Yeah. With this, something I found that was something I really loved was the action, not in terms of CG or anything, but the choreography of some of the fight scenes, and how it mixed like all these powers and magic coming together. How did you find that?
Yeah, I really like that as well. Obviously, hand stuff, it wasn't quite as good as John Wick, but it had that sort of like technical feel to it, where they like actually put like time and effort into getting the choreography.
Yeah, it's a mouthful.
Yep, that word, right? And stuff, and it definitely paid off on screen, and like especially when they were holding like knives and swords and stuff, you still had that sort of like little technical ability in that. You're right with the magic. It was really cool to just see them like weave spells and transform into different animals, like mid-flight and whatnot.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like, I think it came in that kind of last fight scene where everything's kind of coming together in terms of every single person. I thought that balance between all that was good. And during it, I just want to get, before we round up our review here, these two directors, I was watching this, I'm like, these are kind of the perfect directors for an MCU movie.
I agree,
yeah. And I'm like, they can nail the humor in a really genuine way, not Marvel baby fart noise kind of way. And, they do decent with CGI and the technical side of it. And then action, blending in all these kind of powers and things happening all together in a way that kind of creates really dynamic, interesting, action set pieces. Yeah. Would you like to see them do an MCU project?
Yeah, or even a DC project as well.
Yeah.
I mean, the first thing that comes to my mind is Creature Commandos, because it's like sort of similar type of characters to, like the different sort of creatures. So I feel they can bring that same sort of aesthetic to this, the blend of practical and CG.
But that's an animated series.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I fully thought it was live action.
No, I just learned this the other day actually. But they're doing that one as an animated series.
Ignore me then. Yeah, I don't want to see them do an MCU project.
Yeah.
Don't know which one. Maybe if there's going to be a Guardians 4.
I was gonna ask if it was going to be Guardians 4.
Guardians 4 and James Gunn's not on. I could fully see them do it because I feel like this sort of humor fits the Guardian sort of style.
You're absolutely right. That's exactly what I was thinking. Like, this is kind of like they got a James Gunn kind of feel to it, which is why I think it would fit in with this kind of DCU Chapter 1 that they're doing.
Yeah.
So yeah, you got a good point there. But yeah, no, I mean, is there anything else you want to add to your thoughts about Dungeons and Dragons, or do you think we covered it off pretty?
I think that's pretty much a trope that we're seeing more nowadays in films, and that's like an underwhelming villain. For these type of movies, I thought the villain was very underwhelming. I mean, they throughout the whole film they pretty much set it up to be their mate, and then out of the blue, it was like the mate's like sidekick that we've barely seen. For probably like 5 minutes max throughout that film.
You are right. Yeah.
It would have been nice to get, because you talked about earlier how each of the 4 members like backstories was fleshed out. It would have been nice to get something more in depth for the villain.
Yeah, no, the villain, at least the main one, and even the fake one that is trying to trick us with. Yeah, not really a backstory to that at all, and if so, it's done very briefly. But yeah, no, you're right. I think that is one of the flaws in the movie and the shortcomings of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, all right. So yeah, we've seen it. Thoughts out of 10? What's your score?
7.8.
7.8. I like it.
Yours?
Ooh, I will go 7.5. I won't match it today.
I was actually thinking 7.5, and then I was like, nah, that graveyard scene was too good.
Yeah, no, the graveyard scene is great. Oh, it's a movie that I could watch again easily and just have a good fun time with that. Yeah,
100%.
It's got that kind of humor where you're not going to get sick of it too quickly.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, that is our review for Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves. Definitely go and check it out whenever it comes out. I think it comes out at the end of the month. Yeah, and if you're a fan of Dungeons and Dragons, I am quite confident you'll like it. There was a lot of
fans at the screen.
Yeah, you could just tell. Some of them dressed up and laughing at stuff that I didn't understand because I've never played the game myself.
Yeah, no one laughed, but you could hear like the chuckles and stuff behind us. So it was like, oh, this must be like a inside sort of.
You could tell, and just they'd mention some random thing, and then people were like, oh, yeah. Yeah. So yeah, D&D fans, go out there, go see it, support it, you'll like it. Casual movie going fans, movie enthusiasts, whatever it is, go and see it because it's a good time in the movies.
100%.
But yes, no, that's going to do it from us today. Would love to hear what you think about the movie. Just head on over to our Instagram @MovieGains, and we can have a chat from there. If you want more of our content, check out moviegains.com for our 4K movie reviews, box office analysis, early movie reviews, and coverage of awards season. And remember to sign up to our weekly email newsletter to stay up to date with everything that we do. If you enjoyed today's review about Dungeons and Dragons, be sure to follow us on whatever platform you're listening from and turn on these notifications to never miss another one. Thanks again for joining us. We'll catch you next time. Have a great day. Peace.
See you later.